Fear of failure is stealing your life. Let me ask you one simple question. What if the biggest problem in your life is not failure, but fear? Fear does not shout, fear whispers. It is not now, possibly later. What if I'm not good enough? If you feel stuck, this video is for you. Welcome to the Wellness and the Health YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Joshua Delitu. Fear of failure affects many people, and it affects smart people, it affects kind people, it affects people who are talented, it affects people who are hardworking. Fear stops dreaming even before they start. It keeps people small. Today, we will talk about what fear is, what it costs you, why your brain fears change, and how to move forward even when scared. So stay with me because this message can help you change your life. So let's look at fear, the fear of failure. If you look at this statement, it has two parts. There is fear, which is an emotion uh, that makes us scared, and it helps us to fight or flight. And fear has there are two types of fear. There's what we call the good fear and the bad fear. If you look from the good book, the Bible, if you go to the book of the Psalms, it says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So what this means is when you have fear for God, fear for authority, then you respect the authority, and this keeps you within the law. So it helps you to be compliant to the law of the land. It also helps you to respect others and respect their freedoms. So that's good fear. Then there's fear, the tyrant, and fear that destroys you. This is the fear that keeps you from doing what you're supposed to do, which might be for your good, because of the fear of the momentum discomfort that comes from it. For example, you're in a group, you have a point that you think is very important, and then because of the fear, you don't express it. Or, for example, you're in a relationship, you would want to tell your partner some of the things that you feel that you may need, but because you do not know how you will respond, then you fear to tell her or him. Or you want to start a business, but then because of the fear of the unknown, you have a feeling that your business will not pick up. And so because of fear, then you don't start it. So that is fear, the tyrant. And that is the fear we are talking about this evening. That keeps many people enslaved, and keeps them away from undertaking what is meant to be for their good. That is the bad fear. Fear the tyrant. So what do we fear? We are being, we fear to be laughed at. We fear to being judged, what other people will think about us. We are afraid of being embarrassed, and then we are afraid of looking too weak. But the truth is here, those people who have succeeded, they have overcome this bad fear. They have they have gone beyond being laughed at, being embarrassed in public. Because when you try something, when you are an amateur, other people will think bad of you. You will not do it to everybody's satisfaction. It will be substandard. But how do you become a professional if you do not start at that poor state? So you start, and then you learn. And as you learn, you gain more confidence, you perfect your skills, you learn more, you improve, and you become better. So that is how you overcome your fears. So your mind will always tell you, don't try, don't see it, you can fail, you know, others have failed, you remember what when you did this, and then you fail. So that keeps you from starting what would be for your good. So that fear makes you feel like when you do not do what you feel is going to make you embarrassed, then it makes you feel like you are winning. But in reality, it is keeping you away from trying what would be for your good and possibly for the good of others. So fear shows up like you are thinking too much, you don't want to start. So I don't have all the information, let me do more research so that I can get to know. Then waiting too long before you make a decision. Well, I'm not ready, I'll start tomorrow. Possibly I need to come up with a concrete plan. You know, those are always of delaying taking action. When we used to live in the jungle, when you get isolated, then you are endangered. And so your fear was supposed to keep you in the group, acting like everybody else. And we have maintained that even in our current status. So that fear is what keeps us from starting what would be for our good. So we are thinking too much, we are trying to be perfect, we are getting prepared. So you don't start, you don't do it. So fear holds you and then it keeps you stagnated. So it holds your choices. Then there is the other part, the failure. What is the failure? Failure is when you wanted to achieve a particular aim and you do not get into it. And the truth is, when you have failed, failure is an event. It is not you as a person who is a failure. If, for example, I wanted to compete in 100 meters and I don't become the first person, I have done my best. Then I have learned. So that is feedback. It will help me to learn more. If I want to start a business and possibly the first time I try to make a sales call, I don't get purchase, I have learned. Possibly that what I've learned will help me make a better decision tomorrow. So failure is feedback and it is an event. It is not you. So separate yourself from the event and the failure that you have suffered. So let's see what are the costs of fear. The fear of not trying. Fear makes you feel like you are safe in the initial stages, but later it brings pain. When you, for example, you are to start a business and you don't start, then you see others starting their business, they flourish, they make money, and you are still thinking, you're still planning, you're still organizing. All these are tactics of fear, and it will bring you regret, it will bring you sadness, it will make you have self-doubt because when you fail in one thing, then you think you are going to fail in another. Then you may also feel angry at yourself, and many people do not fail fast, they fail slowly. How do they fail slowly? The first thing, you wait for too long before you take action. Then the other thing, you delay, don't take action. Then the other thing, you say one day. So you are thinking one day I want that. And at the time I was talking to my friend, and then he was saying one day I will start my business. So one day becomes never. And there's a saying that when you say something you do tomorrow, then count what you want to do tomorrow as good as never done. Because possibly what you are doing is just buying time, a drain tactic. So failure will hurt you long term, but in the short term, you think that you are winning. So, but when you don't undertake what is for your good, then you live with regret and you live with the consequences of not doing what was for your best. So why is your brain uh, tuned to be afraid and to be scared of fear. Your brain wants to keep you safe. As I said long ago, mistakes were dangerous. If you separated from the group, it could mean you may become the meal for the next predator. And so being alone was scary. Failure meant your extinction. And so this was dangerous. But today, your body reacts fast. Your heart beats fast. Your chest feels tight. Your mind says stop. So you are still trying to comfort yourself. And this does not mean that you are weak. It is just your body responding to the normal hormonal challenges of daily life. So it means your brain is still held to where we come from. And then the fear is still holding you back. But today, when you feel you are scared, then it means that growth is coming. So it is normal to be afraid. Fear is not a danger. Fear means you need to take charge, you need to reorganize yourself, and you need to act and act with speed. As I've said, people know what to do. The problem is they don't do it. You have not achieved your best health because you don't know what you're supposed to do. You have not achieved your best health because you have not done what you're supposed to do. And that is what is keeping you stuck. So let's be clear. Failure means that you have tried something. If you don't want to fail, then you never start or attempt anything. And not an attempting is a complete failure. But attempting and you don't do it to your best, that is something that you are learning. So failure teaches you. Failure helps you to learn, and failure makes you better. Because as you fail, you are learning. As you fail, you are practicing. And as you practice, you are becoming better. As you're becoming better, you are gaining more confidence. So keep learning, keep working on it. So people who succeed, they start before they are ready. There is no perfect time. That you should know. They accept to make mistakes. They learn as they go. And as you learn, then you make your thinking better. So you do not grow by thinking. That is what you should know. You grow by practicing. And as you are practicing, the lessons are real. The lessons, and if you learn the tactics of learning, the easiest way to learn anything is to use the knowledge. So if you want to learn anything, use the knowledge of what you have learned. When you use the knowledge, it becomes second nature. And so you have learned. But when you just have the knowledge in its unused form, it does not stick. And anything that is not synthesized by your brain, soon the way for your brain to adopt is to get it out. So you forget about it. So don't spend too much time learning. Learn and practice. And what is learning? Learning is getting knowledge and then taking action. When you take action, the knowledge sticks. And that is what it means to be a genius. If you learn, you don't do anything, you have entertained yourself, and you are a fool. Okay? Yeah. So, how do you move forward despite your fears? One, make it small. If you think of making a million, break that down to the basic actions. So, what is it that you are able to do now? What is it that you can be able to do at this moment? Do not try to change everything at once. Do one small thing. Not change my life. You can say, I want to start exercising to maintain my health. So, and then you decide, I want to start exercising. What will that specifically mean? I will start walking. Okay. I will start walking. That is specific. And then I will start walking. I will be walking at 7 a.m. every day. That is very specific. And then I will be walking for 30 minutes. So you have set the time, you have set the duration of when you walk, and you have set. Then you can now look at what do I need to start walking. So that is one way of improving your health. So you have not changed anything. You have taken a step and you have something, you have defined what you want to do. So small things make fear smaller and make it to overcome. Then you are not your mistakes. That is what you should realize. There's a difference between what the mistakes you have done and yourself. If something fails, it does not mean that you as a person you have failed. If I fail an exam, it does not mean myself as the individual have failed. I failed the math exam. If I spend more time, if I reorganize myself, if I organize my learning strategies, I will pass. And I may have another opportunity to do it another day. So it means that there's something that I did not do right. So I just need to strategize and do it again. So you still matter. So don't blame yourself and learn to appreciate yourself. And part of failing is part of being human. Okay? Ask better questions. What does that mean? When you say, why did this happen to me? That is a question that has no answer. But if you ask, what did I learn? What did this teach me? What did I not do right? What can I do better tomorrow? Then you are creating room for growth. And then, if you ask those kind of questions, then you leave yourself room to improve and you leave yourself with room to do better tomorrow. Then act fast. Many times we want to gather information, we want to ask questions, which is very good. But get what you can to help you take an action. But don't over delay that you are gathering information. That is a sign of giving in to fear. Act fast and then learn as you move on. If you look at people who have succeeded, people who may think they have succeeded or they have done well in specific areas of their life, they did it when they did not have enough information. They did it when they were feeling scared. They did it when they were feeling weak. They did it when nobody was appreciating. They did it when they were being overwhelmed. So act and then you learn later. So move while you are scared. Move while you are unsure. Move anyway. Start action. Fear gets smaller when you move. So that you move, that you fear, becomes smaller when you start taking action. So the big truth is this. One day, fear will leave you. But not because you beat it, but because time passed. So act. Will the fear let you grow or it will hold you? Will you wait too long? So do not wait for fear to go away. Act when you are scared. Act with the fear. And when you have fear, there are three questions that you ask and you need to ask yourself. If I act despite my fears, what is the worst thing that can happen? Then ask another question. What is the most likely thing to happen? What is the most, would be the best thing that will happen if I act despite my fears? When you ask these three questions, you bring the fear to its true perspective, and you will be able to act despite your fears. You try to break the fear down into its real component. Then when you fail, every failure that happens to you in your life has three parts. One is the pain that you have failed. You feel bad. You feel ashamed. But of course, there's the nugget in that failure. Ask yourself, what did this teach me? What can I do better next time I have to do this? So when the pain of the failure has settled down, revisit the failure. Look at it. Look at what you failed in. Look at the systems that you had put in place. Where were the weak points? How can you make it more watertight in the future? And then make this a learning point. How do you learn? Learn from your own experiences when you reflect about them. So it is important before you get your days, you have a time for reflection. You learn by reading books. Set time on a daily basis to read. If you're serious about life, you should have 30 minutes of reading every day, consistently. Make it part of your system. Have mentors, people whom you admire, people who have achieved what you want to do. Learn from them. Create time for them. If you look at some of my previous posts, I have shown you how to get mentors and also people who can coach you. If you want to be coached on matters health, I have a coaching program. I help people to reorganize their life and they attain a healthy span, not just a lifespan. So where you live healthy and you can, there are things you can change in your life and stay healthy. Then you can also listen to podcasts. You can also learn from people who have failed in areas that you are trying to improve yourself in. From those who have failed, you learn what is it that they did wrong that made them fail. Those who have succeeded, what is it that they have done that has made them succeed? And also learn from yourself. There are things that you do in your life and you have realized that I've done this very well. I feel that it's a success. So what system did you put in that you can replicate in other areas of your life? And they say you can succeed in anything as far as you persist in it, you have discipline, you have focus, and you put more than 20 hours into what you want to learn. Then you have gained some good basic knowledge on how to do what you want to do. So here is your challenge. Write down one thing that you are afraid to start. Take one small step in the next 24 hours. And then put your comments in the comment section of this video and let me know how it went. This would be also good for others to know what you have feared, what action you have taken, and how has it gone. And then whatever you have decided to do, persist in it, be focused, be persistent. Discipline is what will sort you out. So do not look to be perfect. Do not look for big things. Just be real, be yourself, and start small and stay consistent. If this video has helped you, like it, Share it with someone whom you think is stuck, and also follow the health and the wellness channel at Dr. Mediocrity for last plan together. Remember that fear loses power when you act. See you in the next video. Thank you.